Welcome to the City of Harrisburg's Guide to HUD Grant Programs. This series will cover the basics of applying for and successfully managing CDBG and ESG grant funding from the city. Once the city awards funds to an agency, there are several program requirements that the agency will need to navigate in order to remain compliant and ensure successful implementation. In this video, we will cover the basic requirements for managing CDBG-funded public service activities. CDBG funds can be used for a wide range of public service activities. All public service activities must primarily benefit low to moderate income individuals and families residing within the city of Harrisburg. Subrecipients must verify and document that the primary beneficiaries of CDBG-funded programs are considered low to moderate income, which simply means the beneficiary households have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income. Current income limits may be found on the city's website. Certain special needs populations are presumed to be low to moderate income. Programs that primarily benefit one of these groups will not require income documentation, only documentation of the special needs determination. In a given program year, the total amount of CDBG funds obligated for public services has an expenditure cap of 15% of the city's total annual allocation. Therefore, individual public service activities are typically smaller portions of funding than housing, public facility, or infrastructure projects. It's also important to note that public service activities must be either a new service being provided to the community or an expansion of a previously funded activity to serve a larger or different population. Some examples of CDBG-funded public service activities are employment training services, child care and youth programs, health services, substance abuse services, fair housing counseling, education programs, services for senior citizens, services for homeless persons, welfare services excluding income payments, recreational services, and crime prevention and public safety. The city will assist to ensure that subrecipients, meaning the agencies that receive CDBG funds from the city, are compliant with all CDBG regulations. It is imperative for subrecipients to keep records documenting all aspects of a CDBG-funded program, including organizational administrative records and CDBG project records. Developing, maintaining, and continuously updating policies and procedures for both the CDBG-funded program and for the agency's administrative processes will help ensure program success. Administrative record keeping includes documenting personal files, articles of incorporation, bylaws, board minutes, tax status, contracts, and other agreements. For project-specific records, subrecipients must maintain records for all activities, particularly documenting CDBG requirements. The city is required to report on the demographic information of those receiving CDBG-funded services. Each subrecipient will therefore be required to report on beneficiary demographic information as requested. Agencies must be sure to keep all documents related to any property that's funded by CDBG. Subrecipients will be required to track and report out on the race, ethnicity, and household income levels of beneficiaries of the program during the reporting period. Subrecipient organizations will be required to submit monthly funding reimbursement invoice requests in order to be reimbursed by the city. These monthly reimbursement requests include details of all costs incurred during the previous month. These reports are due to the city on or before the 10th of the month. Please contact program staff for all CDBG reporting forms. The City of Harrisburg is responsible for making sure that each subrecipient of CDBG funds is compliant with related federal requirements. The city's Department of Building and Housing Development, DBHD, staff is available for assistance with program questions, compliance review, and ongoing technical assistance and guidance as needed. City staff will also conduct periodic site visits to subrecipients to monitor all aspects of a program, including processes, client documentation, and financial records. One of the most important aspects of managing CDBG grant funding is ensuring proper financial management from beginning to end. The following section highlights some important financial management practices to ensure compliance. The Code of Federal Regulations lays out all financial management requirements for grant funding at 2 CFR Part 200. Good financial management includes a process of internal controls which define and maintain organizational procedures, job responsibilities, qualified personnel, and records. Good internal controls create accountability in an organization's financial system and safeguard cash, property, and other assets. It's recommended that subrecipients develop or maintain an organizational chart with written descriptions of staff roles and responsibilities. Organizations should also implement a formal and defined system of authorization and supervision, ensure adequate separation of duties, and control access to assets and confidential documents. A system of periodic reconciliation of financial records is also advised. All costs incurred for a CDBG-funded program must be allowable. A cost is considered allowable under 2 CFR Part 200 regulations if it is necessary, reasonable, and directly related to the grant. Allowable cost must be authorized by the city, permitted under other federal, state, or local laws, and consistently treated. Cost for a CDBG project must be included in the agency's application budget and contract budget. The City of Harrisburg uses a reimbursement method for transferring federal funds to subrecipients. This means that the city transfers funds to a subrecipient organization based only on documented and verifiable expenditures. Both the city and subrecipients operate on this reimbursement basis so that federal funds are not drawn down until the city is certain that all financial transactions occurred in a manner that fully documents compliance. Subrecipient organizations should develop policies and procedures which outline how they will track cash management. Complete and accurate financial records are crucial for managing CDBG funds and demonstrating compliance with program requirements. Recommended financial records to maintain include the following: amounts budgeted, advancements or reimbursements received, actual expenditures and disbursements, funds currently obligated, unpaid requests for payment, and other funding sources utilized for the program. The city will require subrecipients to submit source documentation with all reimbursement requests. Thank you for watching the City of Harrisburg's Guide to HUD Grant Programs. For more information, check out the City of Harrisburg's Building and Housing Development Division's website, linked here. Be sure to watch the other videos in the series for more information on managing grant funds.